Was there any grief? I had you guys working up to page 19. Is there anything you want me to go over right now? Or should I just announce the answers as we... Because you kind of know if you're getting it or not, usually, right? I think it was page 19. You guys were using that online taxing. Hey there. I'm going to pause the video to update attention. I told you guys to use an online calculator. The one at Well Simple works. It doesn't matter which one you use. And I know Drayden was doing this. Hey, I think you were here when we, yeah, you were helping me find the first one that we did with that online tax. And you did, oh yeah, those problems, yeah, you didn't need it. Some of the problems you did need, right? That's where we left off then. What I wanted to start today was pay statements. I don't get a check anymore. Very few people actually get a check for their pay. But sometimes people call this the pay statement their paycheck. It gets put in automatically nowadays. If you need a bank account if you're going to work for someone, unless you're working under the team. And it's wise to get a bank account if you have some money in the next year. There's no reason why you shouldn't have it. But do not pay big money to have a bank account. You want a bank account that, this is what we went over kind of stuff. These 21s are going over it in more detail. You can find bank accounts that don't have a monthly fee. If you do get a bank account, you might have to pay a startup fee of $5, $10, $20, depends on the place. After that, though, you should not be paying fees unless you're doing silly things like taking money out from, you're with Royal Bank and you take it out from a CIBC machine. You will pay extra fees for that. So whatever place you go with, when it's time for you to figure out banking, go with something that doesn't charge you fees. Back to this, though. Because when you get a job, you want a bank account. Here's an earnings statement. It's your deductions and your sample pay statement. Because I told you guys are initially earning money, that was called gross earnings. If you're working at $15 an hour, you don't actually get $15 an hour when you're earning lots of money. I'm going to pause just to address your... So it's hard to read for me on this, but you guys have it on your paper. Salary earnings. Year-to-date amount. Well, let's just take a look at this on the right-hand side. Gross to net pay. Your total earnings, this check. We won't look at the year-to-date. This guy's earning $4,341.70. He gets a deduction, though, $81.19 for EI, employment insurance. That way, if he's laid off, though, he's paid into this program, and his employer pays into this program too. You get laid off, though, you can go on POGI or whatever it is, what some people call it. Like you go on unemployment. I still say unemployment insurance. It used to be called employment insurance. And while you're looking for work, you can get a smaller paycheck than you had before, but a paycheck to help make ends meet. There's an EI rebate, and you just trust it. Oh, here's a pension thing. Some, not all, jobs have a program where they deduct money from your account, from your paycheck, and put it aside. This one is $306. So that in 30 years, you might be able to say, hey, I'm done with this stuff, I'm retiring. And you might be able to retire at the age of 55 or something like that. I'm going to look into retiring at 55 myself. I pay into a pension. Sometimes there's union dues. This says SDF. Some, if you have a unionized job, you'll have to pay for that. But generally, unions help you get better wages and stuff and benefits like pension programs and stuff. So if you don't like unions, don't get a job that's unionized. It's different preferences. Everybody has a different, that's a personal thing. Don't pass up a job just because it's unionized or vice versa. If it's good pay and people treat you well, take it and you'll figure it out. Federal income tax, that's something every job has, and provincial income tax. And that's what we were looking at with the online calculator. Group life insurance, that's a benefit that not every job has. Right now, at your age, it seems like a ripoff if you're paying into a life insurance program when you're 19 or 20. Why would somebody want life insurance? Because you don't get paid until you're dead, and what do I do with the money then? I have kids. Why might I be Yeah. Yeah. If I kick off tomorrow and I'm pushing up daisies and stuff like this, I'm no good to my family unless I got some money to give, right? So this particular plan, I don't know how much they get paid out, but for $12.53 a month, you pay into this plan, and not that anybody wants to kick off, but unfortunately some people do. Car accident, whatever, something unfortunate illness. At least your kids, and if you have a spouse, husband or wife, whatever, a partner, they have something to go because all of a sudden you're not there to pay bills and they need some help before they, it might take them a year or two to get stuff figured out. Plus, they're kind of feeling grief, I think. So they can maybe ride it out a little bit and not work for 3 weeks or something like this if it's your partner and stuff. Figure things out. That's sad. But it's actually a worthwhile thing to pay into. Disability, this one's called ICP disability. That's if, say at my job and I'm here and I fall down the stairs and have a serious injury that I can't work for a long period of time. Long-term disability. Who knows? I'm just saying some quadriplegic situation or something like this, and it takes you a long time to recoup and stuff, you can't work anymore. That would be insurance for that kind of situation where I'm alive. This is a teacher's thing. There's a teachers association, man, again, some adjustment. Anyways, out of that, long and the short of this, out of the $4,300 they gross earned, they only get, is that 28? It's hard to read from my screen. About $2,800 something, right? A lot of deductions. That's the whole point. So, this is from 2006. So, what you guys are going to jot down, I've read through it with you. What kind of important information can you find on a pay stub? How much money is going to income tax? How much money is going into your benefits and stuff like that? That's what it is. If you have a job, okay, Gray, do you get a pay stub? Because you're the one with a job. And you wouldn't have as many things, and I don't think you said you don't get income tax taken off. And typically, young earners who don't have any hope of, with that current job, of earning more than 14 grand or whatever it is this year, don't get deductions, and that's fine. The employer's doing nothing illegal if you're not anticipated to earn 20, 30 grand. They don't need to subtract all of the deductions. Most of you can just say, no, don't have a job. Who may want to, why may you want to look at your pay statement on a regular basis? Anybody? If you're working, I'll tell you one, if you're working an hourly wage job, keep track of your hours on your own. And then double check at the end of the 2-week pay period or whatever you're paid a month. Make sure it's what you expected it is, especially for overtime rates and stuff like this. And sometimes you might think they made a mistake because you worked 10 hours one day, but then maybe they didn't pay you overtime because you actually only worked 4 hours the next day. You kind of banked it, and maybe there's different deals. You should understand how you're getting paid. Make sure there's no mistakes. That's a big reason. So we read, looked at something. Practicing your skills with this statement for Carla. She has 4 overtime hours, 80 regular hours, and this is how she's paid. She has these deductions, and these are the standard ones. Every job will have those. There's all the math done for you. So I want you to read that, and it's pretty easy. I want you, CPP is Canada's pension plan. EI, employment insurance. What's her gross earnings? You can see that. I want you to fill that in right there. That's number 3. The net pay. Or okay, oh no, it's filled in, actually. You guys got to just read it. Okay. And lastly, continue on with these questions about that. And it's pretty, the calculations are done. So you just want to understand what the words mean. Lastly, though, show what you know, review. This is where some arithmetic comes in. 10 hours overtime, figure that out. Carl makes these kind of things. If you use online calculators, use what you need. Page 24. I think it ends there. I'm going to double check. It should take you a while. Oh gosh, 25. So finish the booklet, okay? Is basically what I'm saying. Give her beans, right? Any questions before you do? I can help you always.